Okay. So I'll spend a little bit of...
It's magic.
I'll spend a little bit of time going back to basics just so you understand how the air flow works through our machines. Just sit down like a vacuum cleaners. James Dyson likes to take existing engineering principles and apply them in different ways. So rather than relying on a bag to separate dust, he uses cyclone technology to remove the dust. And with our fans, rather than relying on big chopping blades to move air, we actually developed what's called air multiplier technology, this big loop here. And it actually works a little bit like an aeroplane wing. So we have an impeller that sits at the base of the machine here. It spins very, very fast. And that draws in air through the base of the machine, and it's projected into the loop here. I'm not sure if you can see from where you're sat, but there's actually a very small aperture on the inside of this machine, and that forces the air that enters through the bottom of the machine out. Now what happens when you force a high-speed air through a thin gap and over a ramp is that it creates a pressure difference. It's a little bit like an aeroplane wing. So when the plane is sat on the runway, it starts to pick up speed. You have fast flowing air moving over the top of the wing. That creates a pressure difference underneath the wing. And what happens then is you have more air being pulled in to replace that difference, and that's how you start to get your lift on an aeroplane. So the same happens here. For every litre that is forced out over this ramp, it actually creates a pressure difference. An additional 16 litres are drawn in from the surroundings. And that's why this technology is known as air multiplier technology. Now what is different about the pure core link versus our air multipliers is that we've actually fitted the outside of the machine with a filter. Now there are all sorts of filtration mechanisms that are currently available. Next slide, that one, yes. So if we have a look at the slide, here down the left-hand side? No.
Yes.
Yes, left-hand side. We have all the different filtration and purification mechanisms that currently exist. You have HEPA filters, activated carbon, anion technology, and static electricity. Along the top here are all the nasty chemicals that you want to capture and lock into the purifier technology so that they're not circulating around your home. And then we have the pies, and the pies indicate how effective a particular medium is at removing all of these different particles. So HEPA filters are very good at removing particulate matter that can enter your lungs, but also the PM0.1 that can circulate around the bloodstream. So that all gets locked in the filter here. And then on the inside here, we have the activated carbon, which is particularly efficient at removing the volatile organic compounds, foul smells, etc. So that sits here at the bottom of the machine. Now I have to make this smooth. There we go. And then the next slide.
Just a little video to show you how it works, how well it works.
So this is actually taken when we first launched the machine in Japan, which was a year ago now. But this is the first time it's now available in Malaysia. So you can see we fill the box with pollutants. The pollutants are drawn in through the filter, and we have clean air projected out of the top of the machine. As you can see, it has quite a wide range, a far range as well. But for me, what's particularly exciting about this machine is actually Dyson's first venture into a connected device. So James Dyson realised that we've always been in hardware, motors, vacuum cleaners, cyclone technology, but he realised that the future of the home, where the real leaps were to be made, is when you combine hardware with software. So actually in the back of this machine, you'll notice this section here. This is actually a sensor which is actively able to monitor the pollutants in the home. And we also have an automatic setting on this machine, so when it notices a deterioration in air quality, it will actually get the machine to work harder. I think it's timed out, has it?
Yes, it has.
We've been having a bit of issue with the company Wi-Fi, so unfortunately it's timed out. But is it working? Ah, excellent. Well fixed.
Great.
Do you want to talk through the app?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great.
So like Sarah mentioned just now, there's a sensor behind, and it detects the air quality in your room. And one of the things that the app shows, I'll just make it brighter for you guys. So this shows the air quality in your room, and right now in this training room, it's only a fair quality, so it's moderate. What's interesting about it is that when you click on the bottom right corner, it shows you historical data of how clean the area has been. So, for example, if I leave this here for the whole week, it will show me a weekly report on how good the air quality is in the room. And another interesting thing is this. It's got a remote control as well, so you can have this on your phone. It's synced through Wi-Fi. So once you've synced it on your phone, you can literally use it anywhere in the world, as long as you've got data or internet. So switch it on and off. So right now it's oscillating. I'll switch it off. Stops working. Switch it back on. I can increase the fan speed.
These are typically substances that come from paint or new furniture. You know, when you bring new furniture in the home, it has that new smell. Some of that might actually be toxic to human health, and it's able to trap odours as well. Although we're struggling a little bit with the curry puffs earlier today. It is in fact a 2-in-1 machine, so it's a purifier and a fan. So particularly in Southeast Asia, where it's very hot and humid all year round, it's really nice to have that circulating air and that cooling effect as well. It does have the oscillation, so it's able to sweep the whole room. A lot of other purifiers just sit in a corner and they don't circulate the air around the room. If you compare this again to other purifiers, in terms of form, it's completely different. Most other purifiers are big, boxy, kind of ugly, whereas this one only takes up 70% less floor space than others. And I think Andrew's got quite a nice little diagram.
So you have this is in the brochure that I'll give out to you after this. You put this down on the floor. The pure cooling fits nicely within the circle. It's actually a little bit smaller as well, so it's gives you a good idea of how little space it takes up, and it's also very versatile. You can move it anywhere at home, and yeah, it's very sleek looking as well.
Yeah. And because it's 2-in-1, you don't have to have a purifier and a fan. It's all in one machine. I showed you earlier the filter, how easy it is to take off and replace. I know with some others you've got to remove 4 layers and 3 different filters, and you scrub them, and it's all dirty work. And this is easier than an IKEA manual. Replacing the filter. Really dummy proof. As well as our engineers working a lot on the performance, and they've also worked a lot on the acoustics of this machine, and we've actually been awarded the Quiet Mark accreditation, which is testament to the level of engineering that goes into the acoustics of this machine. And finally, we are working worldwide to get local accreditation as well. So we have AirMid from the US, and we also have a number of global asthma and allergy foundation accreditations. And that's just to show how great ours is compared to all the others. And I think we've just got a video to sum it up for you.
Designing and engineering the Dyson Pure Cooling Purifier was more than just creating an effective purifier. Dyson engineered.
Another one, this is by Nina from Thailand, and as you can see, blends in anywhere, looks great.
I only have one complaint about this photo. And Nina forgot to remove the sticker! The stickers are a real bugbear of mine, so please And then you're posting, remember showing me. And I'm always telling the retail team off here as well, because sometimes I'll go and look at the store fixtures and I'll notice there's still stickers in the store and I start tearing them all off.
It's kind of like when you buy a new car and you leave all the plastic on the seats.
It's on still, right?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Sticker's still on.
Yeah, we did, and
Yeah.
I do have an excuse for that because we need the password to be able to connect it to. When you connect it to the Dyson Link app, they ask you to enter the password. There's valid reason for that, but I like your attention to detail.
So yeah, the password is located here.
Okay.
So it's just like connecting to like a Wi-Fi device. You connect to the machine and just ask you for the password. Fill this up. You're done. It's connected. Very easy. Yep. Very baby friendly as well. Pamela Chung from Hong Kong, we advocate for Dyson. So you realize it's plain white, but it still looks great. Very simple, very tasteful photos. I think Sarah's also finds a bit of humor in the comments.
I think the comment section's great.
Yeah.
Too big.
Yeah.
It's too big. What, the fan or the bomb? This is a blog example by Nicole Anderson from the Philippines. Yeah, she obviously loves the product. Look at the smile on her face. Yeah, more examples of the photos that she posted on the blog. A few close-up photos to show a bit of detail on the product, and she's really looking elegant with with the book there.
Yeah, it's a nice balance between showcasing the product itself, but also in a lifestyle setting.
Yeah. And for those who are mothers, it's a really cute addition to your child's playroom or like bedroom as well. See, this is the iron blue color, and this is the white silver. They come in two colors, yeah, those two. And fits perfectly at home, looks great. So more close-up photos to see the level of detail that Dyson engineers go through to designing this. And this is a really short product review done by, I think his name is Dave, by Tiny Little Life's Tiny Miracles. It's always a tongue twister.
He's got a very strong Singaporean accent.
Hello everybody, this is Danny here from Lifestyle Miracles, and today I've got another exciting family product to introduce to everyone, and that is the Dyson Pure Cool fan. But this is not a conventional fan, as you can see. Firstly, it is bladeless, so it's perfectly safe for children, for homes with young children like ours, and because it uses the patented air multiplier technology, we get plenty of very state-of-the-art technology within the motor inside here.